channel. If this is your first time of tuning in, you're highly welcome. If you've been there, like you're an old subscriber, thank you so much for your support so far, and I hope you've been learning a lot on this channel. So for this tutorial, I'm sorry to show my face today because we have a lot of talking. I have a lot of talking to do. So for this particular tutorial, not just this particular, I'm going to be covering a whole lot about hair ventilating. Okay, and okay, let's just get into it. So if you're interested in learning how to ventilate, I mean everything about hair ventilating, this is just the right channel for you because I'll be covering a whole lot. By the way, if you love my hair, this particular hair I'm wearing right now, I have a video. I will put the link in the description box. I have a video on how I achieved this. This is actually the regular ombre hair, you know, but I wefted it. After wefting it, I went ahead and did the closure. This is a 2x6 closure. I also have a video on how to make different types of closure nets, so I'll put the link in the description box as well. Then I have a video on how to ventilate if you don't know how to ventilate. But for this class or this set of classes I'll be running this period, I'll be talking about ventilating, everything you need to know about ventilating, or let me say the most things you need to know about ventilating. Number one, I had to write it down so I don't forget. Number one, we're going to be talking about materials for ventilating. Number two, ventilating needles. Number three, crochet needles. Number four, ventilating mesh or foundation or net, whatever you call it, you choose to call it. Then number five, contrasting backgrounds for ventilating. Number six, or should I say class 6, hair preparation length. Number 7, types of knots. Number 8, hair density. Number 9, how to seal your knots to stop it from shedding. I actually had a question. Someone asked me a question in my WhatsApp group. If you've not joined my WhatsApp group, I'll also put the link in the description box so you guys can easily join. On that platform you get to ask questions, and even if I'm not available to answer, my old students or some other person that may have an answer to your question would. If you haven't joined the WhatsApp group, you go ahead and join. So for this particular class, this particular one, I think I would term it class 101, ventilating 101. Okay, we'll be learning materials for ventilating, then ventilating needles, and then crochet needles. Okay, so we'll talk about materials for ventilating. We have the mannequin head or canvas head, depending on what you have or whatever you can lay your hands on. This is a canvas head. You can use a canvas head. You can even use, I have this old basket head. This was the very first one I got, so you can use this. You can as well use this one. Okay, there are so many of them in the market. Let me see if I can open it for you so you can see. This pretty girl right here, you can also buy her from the market. I think she costs, about 2,000, 2,500. There's another one with the human hair. If you're into hairstyling, you can get that one, but if it's just for ventilating, you can get any one of these, but preferably this is very good for hair ventilating. So next is I'm trying to rush this class, like I'm tired. I just came back from work and I'm really exhausted. So number 2, we'll be talking about contrasting backgrounds. This is very important. As you can see in this video, I'm using a yellow background for ventilating. Okay, this is very important. So for the contrasting background, you can use any color of nylon or what is it called, plastic bag, whatever you can lay your hands upon, depending on the color of hair you're working with, the color of hair and the color of the mesh you're working with. So next thing, men, I need to be fast. T-pins, very, very important. You need to get these pins. Sometimes they come in a set of 8 in Nigeria for 800, but you can get them way cheaper on AliExpress. Then ventilating needles. Whoops. You can get this Chinese one. Okay, I don't know if you guys can see what I'm talking about. This particular one, you can get this particular one. This is the one I make myself and I sell, very, very affordable. So if you want it, you just call me. It does a wonderful job. So that's what I've been using. Because I have workers, they help me in ventilating. So this is what we use for ventilating. Okay, so depending on what you want. I think I got this particular one for 5,000. I don't know if I've mentioned it before, but the one I'm selling goes for, I think, about 4 different needles. I sell for 1,500. So you choose what you want. And then next we talk about the mesh nets. There are different types. I mean, when we start talking about nets, like ventilating nets, that class is something else. Like I'm going to devote a whole tutorial on that. But this is one of the things you need for ventilating. There are different types of nets, but these are the ones I have for sale. So in case they are very affordable, 800 per yard. You can just contact me. I will leave my number in the description below, so you can contact me from there. The next thing you will need is hair. So you can use any hair you have. You can use a real hair, that's human hair. You can use fiber hair. You can use synthetic hair. Any hair you want. Next is water. You also need this. This is quite optional depending on the type of hair you're working with. So this is very, very optional. Another thing you need is a tail comb. This is a tail comb. We all know this, very affordable in the market. You're also going to need a non-sticky tape. Okay, this is a non-sticky tape. So when we get into ventilating proper, you know how to use all these items. Next is a blow dryer. I use this for sealing knots. This is very, very important. It's also, I'm going to talk about that later on as we progress in this whole tutorial. You can then, on that thing, if you don't have a blow dryer, you can use. If you don't have a blow dryer, you can use any of these. That's a flat iron, or this. That's the curling iron. So any one of them can do the work. So next thing you will need is a plier. If you're making your ventilating needle yourself, you're definitely going to need a plier. Okay, definitely. You can get this from a fashion store. I mean, where they sell sewing materials, you can get these pliers from there. So another thing I would like to talk about is ventilating needles. I want to go a little bit in depth with this. Please guys, run away. So please guys, stay away from this. This is a crochet needle. This is not a ventilating needle. If you try this with your lace, it will rip it off, like it will tear. You can use any of this particular tool. This I made myself. It's going for, the one with the handle goes for, you can see it on the screen right there. That one is going for 1,000 naira, while just the pin, about 4 pins in a pack, goes for 1,500 naira. Then this is the one I got from China. Okay, this particular one I got is for almost 5,000 naira. So you use whatever you want to use, but they both work fantastically well. So this particular one, I have a video on how to use this to ventilate, but be very careful, especially when you're working with a very light, a very thin lace. You have to be very, very careful because this can actually rip it. Then I'm talking about the pins. Aside using this particular T-pins, this is a T-pin, you can use the regular tiny office pins. I don't know if you can see the size of it, very, very tiny. Or you can use this stuff right here. I got it from a shop where they sell sewing materials. Then the very last now, I'll be talking about the setting spray. Very, very, very important when you're working with very thin lace that is very, very thin. You need setting sprays, okay? You need setting sprays to make it a bit harder or stronger while you ventilate. So that brings us to the very end of this class. I hope you guys learned something, and am I missing anything? Probably not. So thank you guys for watching my video. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up and subscribe. Next video will be, I'll be talking about I'll be talking about contrasting backgrounds for ventilating, and then hair preparation, how you can prepare your hair, especially this type of hairs, for ventilating to achieve equal length. So guys, have a nice time. Love you.